Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to draw a few different shapes, or forms rather, and then add shading to those. So we're going to start with a cylinder. To get a cylinder, we need to start with an ellipse. So I'm going to go ahead and draw an ellipse in here. And then we actually need to add one more ellipse, and this is directly above the other, and it needs to be about the same shape and size. All right. And it's not perfect, but it's all right. It's important to note that an ellipse is actually just a circle viewed from the side. So the top of a cylinder would be a circle. All right, what I need to do next is connect these two ellipses at the edges. And then I'm going to erase either the bottom of that ellipse or the top of this one. I'll take the top of this one this time. I'll get that pencil out of there. Then I'm going to go ahead and add some shading. And I showed you this in another video, but what we do is we hold the pencil near the back. So the pencil is at an angle. We move our pencil back and forth and we establish some dark shading. And I'm going to slowly pull away, and as I pull away, I slowly let up on pressure. Oops. Oops there. It's okay. I can rotate my paper upside down and add just a little bit of shading the same way, but start lighter to the other side of this. Okay. Pretty quick. Erase my oopses. And if I want, I can add a little bit of flat shading to this top of this cylinder, assuming it's a solid shape. Redefine that edge right there. Okay, now we've got a cylinder. Looks like it got just a little bit darker where I originally drew that ellipse line, so I'm gonna make sure to clean that up real nice. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and draw our next shape. The next shape is going to be a cube. To draw a cube, I'm going to start with a square. Or it might be a little bit more of a rectangle. No worries. Just follows the same rules. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick 3 corners, and I need to take a line from that corner in a set direction. This line needs to be parallel to that line. This line also needs to be parallel to those 2 lines, so they're all going the exact same direction. And I'm going to close that box off with a straight up and down line to match that line and that line. It is also a parallel line. It is parallel to that and that. And then I'm going to close this box using that corner from using a parallel line that's parallel to that, that, and this as well. Okay, now I need to shade this. I need to pick a darkest side. I always like this one on the right. And hold the pencil near the back. And to smooth out that shading, I can shade from another direction. I'm trying to get this solid. Cubes should mostly be, each side of a cube should mostly be the same shade, or a solid shade. There shouldn't be a lot of blending on it. Blending implies some curvature, which there shouldn't be on a cube. Now I need a next darkest side. I'm going to choose the front. Start with a lighter shading. Try to keep it pretty consistent. It's not perfect, and I am getting some lines in there. But the good news is I know how to work out those lines. We're shading from another direction. Shading really light here so that it will end up a medium tone. Any shape or form with a flat sides, for instance, like a pyramid, a rectangular prism, anything like that would use this type of shading. You want to make it as solid as possible. And then if you want to shade the top, what I'm going to do is a technique I haven't shown you yet. I'm going to barely hold the pencil, just use the weight of the pencil and move it back and forth, just very, very lightly. And do the same idea where you can shade from multiple directions, but I am just barely letting the pencil touch the paper. It's just the weight of the pencil, no pressing down. Get that really light shading. A lot of people can only attain that with some smudging, and I try to avoid smudging, so there you have it, a cube. Now on to the next one. Let's draw a cone. To draw a cone, I'm going to start the same way I start a cylinder. I need an ellipse. Whoop. The ellipses are struggling today. Okay, and then complete that shape, I need to add a dot up here and connect the corners of this ellipse, or the edges of this ellipse rather, to that dot. And I could shade the bottom of this. Well, let's make it a hollow cone, but I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Now, when I shade this, it's going to be almost the same as shading a cylinder. So I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to move my pencil back and forth, but rather than pull my pencil across, I'm going to rotate the paper. See if I can do this. Just rotate the paper. And it's not perfect. I do see some lines. I can shade from a slightly different angle to try to take out some of those lines. And then I need to add some shading to the bottom of this cone. Oh, and I was going to make this look hollow. So to do that, what we need to do is I'm going to flip this upside down. I need to add blending from the opposite side. So we'll blend from dark to light. Okay, so that's how you draw a cone. If there's any other shapes you would like me to show you how to draw, just let me know. Also, if you'd like to know how to add cast shadows, I can do that. There's so much more to learn with shading. But it's a lot of fun. Just use those techniques I showed you in my other video when I taught you how to do shading without smudging. So there you have it. I hope you like it. I hope you try it out. Let me know how it goes.